Hello, the Pioneer viewers. As you know, our agenda is the Russia-Ukraine war. While the war continues on the front line in its all reality, the developments are quite exciting. As the war progresses, the losses of both armies are increasing. Loss management is an important criterion in the war process. Modern states aim to minimize their losses. Although it is very difficult to fight without casualties, it is possible. It's very important to ensure the security of strategic facilities and to take necessary precautions. In times of war, no one can be trusted, and espionage activities has become very widespread today. For this reason, counter-espionage and intelligence gathering operations play an important role in the Russian-Ukrainian war. It is necessary to protect the production facilities needed to keep the war going and to take extra precautions in the case are targeted. With Russia's invasion attempts against Ukraine, the Russian military has been cornered by the frequent non-combat losses. In addition to the heavy losses in war, the Russian army also suffers losses outside of the war. Due to the careless actions and inexperience of the military personnel, significant Russian losses are also experienced outside of the war. The Russian army has a great difficulty in compensating for its losses. We have reported that the Ukrainian army has successfully attacked many Russian targets within the scope of the strategic operations. As a result of the attacks organized by the Ukrainian army, the sensitive points of the Russian army are revealed. Recently, a fire in Russian military facilities also attracted attention. It was stated that the attack was made on a steel facility late at night. In addition, Ukrainian leader Zelensky addressed the nation in his speech the other day. Now, if you are ready, let's examine the latest developments together. As the Pioneer, we continue to report on Russia-Ukraine war. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all your comments on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments with us. Let's start if you are ready. The Pioneer reports. The fire that broke out in Russia recently stunned those who saw it. Spreading over a large area in a short time, it was enough to make the onlookers uneasy. According to the information obtained from local sources, it was a region that the Ukrainian military intelligence had been following for a long time. When the time came, Ukrainian authorities pressed the button for the operation. Igor Artomonov, the governor of the Lipetsk region, recently said that the fire at the main plant of Novolipetsk Steel, NLMK, about 280 miles from the Russian-Ukrainian border, was caused by a drone. However, Artomonov did not specifically mention Kiev forces, adding that there was no casualties. Reports from the region indicate that the situation in the region poses great risks. Images shared on social media show an explosion had a large orange flame illuminating the night sky after the fire broke out around the midnight local time. The plant is NLMAK's primary production facility and specializes in flat steel products, which accounts for 18% of the total Russian steel production. NLMK is an important asset for the Russian billionaire Vladimir Lizin, who last year became the third richest Russian on the Forbes list. The fact that the Ukrainian military targets this location in its latest attacks sends an important messages. Our Ukrainian news source, citing a plant official, reported that the facility was targeted by the Ukrainian Security Service and the main intelligence directorate, and that the fire led to a complete evacuation of workers. The information obtained suggests that the use of the site, which until recently produced raw materials for nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles, is unlikely to function for long. Ukrainian drone strikes are hitting key infrastructure targets deeper into Russia, where oil refineries are in the line of fire. Earlier this month, a fire broke out at the Lukyl field in the Volgograd, 200 miles from the Ukrainian border, following an attack on the largest producing and platform productions in the Russia's southern federal district. The fires, especially in strategic locations, immediately bring to mind the possibility of conspiracy and sabotage. Days ago, a drone caused an explosion at the Nevelsky Mazut refinery in St. Petersburg. After being shut down by the Russian S-400 surface-to-air missile systems, it flew another 20 miles to hit its target. Also overnight, the previous day, Russia launched Iranian-made Shahed 131-136 attack drones over Ukraine's southern oblast, with at least 12 of the devices shut down over Mykolaiv, Kharkiv, and Odessa oblasts. New developments are taking place after the Russian attack, which was thwarted thanks to the strong defense of the Ukrainian army. These developments touch on important details, especially in terms of contributing to the war process. The interview with the Ukrainian president was watched thousands of times in a short time. Ukrainian President Zelensky said that more surprises are coming for Russia's military presence in the Black Sea. Speaking in an exclusive interview that aired in the evening recently, the Ukrainian leader said that among of Kiev's goals for 2024 is to continue our successful story in the Black Sea. He concluded by saying, "We will do it, but it will be a surprise." Ukraine has in recent months stepped up in its attacks on Russia's infrastructure stations on the Crimean Peninsula, which served as a launching pad for Moscow's invasion of Ukraine nearly 2 years ago. The Kremlin did not directly address Ukrainian reports of naval forces, but local media reported that Admiral Viktor Sokolov, commander of the Black Sea Fleet, was fired in the days following the Kiev's attacks on the Caesar Konnikov. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov earlier told reporters that the questions about the destruction of the landing ship should be referred to the Russian Defense Ministry. Zelensky added that the Ukraine would need to think critically about its counterattacks in order to succeed in 2024, but acknowledged that doing it might be involved moving slowly. The Ukrainian leader also addressed the suspensions of the additional aid for Ukraine by Republican lawmakers in the Congress, saying that Ukraine, with or without continued support of the United States, the war agenda continues to follow intensely. We will see how the possible developments in the coming days will affect the course of the war. So, what do you think the fire in Russia could have started? Do you think that the Ukrainian army has a successful outlook? How do you evaluate Ukrainian President Zelensky's statements? What do you think are the strategically important places in times of the war? We care about your opinions. Please share it with us.